So let us look at 4 subsequent years of good CTD coverage. Near bottom distribution of the pool. This one shows 2008, 2009, 2010, and 2012. 2011 looked similar to 2012. Okay, you can see that there are years where you have a strong pool. Okay, on the left side, strong pool. High nutrient levels. All right. And on the right-hand side, you have years where you have a weak pool, and you can see it in the entire region. Not only at the reference station, which is marked here by a red star in this map, in the entire region, there is a variability, a high variability, and this is actually the surprise number 2. The surprise is strong interannual variability. So now you could think, oh, well, that has to be linked to the surface phytoplankton blooms. Huh? If there's a strong pool, there should be a big surface phytoplankton bloom. If there's a weak pool, a little phytoplankton bloom. Well, yeah, it could be, but what happens? And I make that point again on the next slide. What happens in years where you have weak pool, no surface blooms? How do you maintain the sardines? They have to feed on something. They have to feed on zooplankton feeding on plankton. So what happens? You know, and again, this information here about the pool variability makes many people very, very nervous. We don't understand what's happening. Big variability. Is that new? Or is this a natural variability? What do you think? Is that related to global warming or not? We don't know. This is the first time ever to look at in big detail into the variability. Okay, so that's not the end of the story. It's not the end of the story. Let's have a look at the next slide. I think there's a little bit more. So does Ki pool variability control the intensity of surface plankton blooms in the upwelling center? You can do now, you plot monthly value against each other. You have a monthly value of the CBT is the sea bottom temperature, so it's the near bottom temperature. Okay, this is one value, and you plot it against the chlorophyll A concentration determined from satellites in the upwelling center. Okay, you compare these two. And then you get a regression line, and it looks okay. It looks like, well, yes, it does. There's a correlation. All right, let's see whether I can click on this. Yes, to some extent. But have a look at the values. They are very, very low. Look at all these values. 0.6, 0.5. It's nothing. Well, you know, that's nothing. And also it does not explain the other problem that we have is, so what drives the marine ecosystem of the Eastern Gap in seasons of weak Kangaroo Island pool and little surface plankton production? And now we come to the solution, which is another surprise, a big surprise, and nobody has looked at that before. So what is it? What is it? Just now comes the parts, advertisement, and so on. Then we come back. Okay. So see you after the break.